many ordinary people now that don't understand finance, that don't understand how stock markets work, are saying something's really wrong here. Something's really broken. Do you feel that's happening more with the general public?
Oh, absolutely. I think that we are on the road to serfdom. And I think that the concentration of political and economic power puts a downward pressure on society where people feel left behind. They feel that the system is rigged and they feel frustrated by the wealth concentration, and they're putting the blame on the wrong thing, right? Because we've sort of demonized the word capitalism, and politicians have blamed corporations and the people on top for causing this, when actually their own policies and their short-sightedness has caused a lot of these issues. And one of the things that frustrates me the most is we are in this place where politicians make short-term promises at the expense of the long term, and basically place the tabs on future generations for these expensive measures that they want to undertake, and promising people free money, essentially, that can't come out of thin air. You have to pay for it at some point, and you are really crushing not only the people that are making up the middle class and the savers, but their children and their children's children. And they're destroying the country with one, handout and one stimulus check at a time. And I understand that because we don't have enough financial literacy in this country, that it would be attractive to people to hear from, an elected leader, well, I'm going to take from the rich and I'm going to give to you, or I'm going to print some money and hand you a check. But unfortunately, when you dig deeper and you understand how economics actually works, you start to begin to realize that that's the very opposite thing that they should be doing, that is what destroys the economy, debases the currency. It makes every single dollar worth less, and it makes the people who own the assets and own the real estate, it makes them so much richer. And now we're just allowing this to snowball, and we're getting further into debt. And so we need something to come to a screeching halt. And unfortunately, unless we have this parallel system that, as you described, is like a Noah's Ark that can usher us into a peaceful alternative, it would come crashing down in a way that is devastating, right? I mean, that would lead to absolute, I think, just devastation and suffering if we had a crash and no hard money, no Bitcoin to sort of, save us from just the damage that's been caused over these decades. And I know that politicians are not all, they don't all have bad, ill intentions, but I do believe that maybe this could be a wake-up call when we get on the Bitcoin standard, that we should not be electing anyone who does not understand economics, or who is so fundamentally against capitalism and just, is totally okay with the money printer going burr, because that means that they don't really understand how society works and how society can thrive and function, and they don't understand money. So I just think that we're in this very, very fragile place as far as the traditional legacy financial system goes. Countries are de-dollarizing. We have a shortage of commodities. All of these things are coming together. They are the perfect value proposition for Bitcoin, but not enough people understand it. And so I think that if we have this massive unwinding where the debt starts to basically, unwind and collapse, I think that people will finally have that spark to say, we need a flood to safety. Yes, gold is an option, but what about Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin has all these features that are better than gold, right? And it's harnessing technology in a completely decentralized, completely scarce asset. So I think that the hockey stick moment will come, unfortunately, when we suffer more pain in our economic system and we do have some sort of deflationary bust, because I do believe we're headed in that direction. Otherwise, they're just going to keep printing and inflating, and maybe they'll get away with it for a while longer, but the bubble will still pop at some point.